Hello mga kababayan, at for today's video ay panoorin natin at pag-usapan natin ang kaibahan ni dating Pangulong Duterte at itong kasalukuyang Presidente Marcos, no? Kasi nung una mga kababayan ay meron din pong namumuong impeachment complaint laban kay dating Vice President Leni Robredo, no? At yun po ay kinontra ni PRRD at pinagsabihan niya yung mga congressman na huwag niyong gawin yan. Kasi nga elected yung tao at katapos lang din naman ng eleksyon, at hayaan niya lang na i-criticize siya ni VP Leni Robredo kasi parte ng demokrasya po yan, no? Freedom of speech daw, sabi ni PRRD. Pero itong mga statement, pronouncement po ni Pangulong Marcos mga kababayan, nung una sabi niya ayaw na po ng impeachment, no? Or hindi deserve ni Vice President Sara Duterte na ma-impeach. Ayan, pero tingnan natin ngayon mga kababayan kung ano pong nangyari. Kahapon ay transmit na po sa Senado itong articles of impeachment laban po dito kay VP Sara Duterte mga kababayan. So panoorin natin mga kababayan kung sino po talaga yung may isang salita, no, na presidente natin, si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte o itong si Pangulong Marcos ngayon. Panoorin natin mga kababayan at kayo na po ang humusga kung sino sa kanila ang may isang salita.
Nagsampa na po ng impeachment complaint against Vice President Leni Robredo.
I won't allow. I won't.
Do you think, sir, may basehan po para ma-impeach nga po siya? What are your thoughts po?
Look, you know, we just had an election. Guys, lay off. Let's stop it. Can do other things, but do not tinker with the structure of government. I will not countenance it. Elected yung tao. So, why do you have to sit just because he keeps on harping on me? Yeah, this is democracy. It's freedom of speech. Kakatapos lang ng eleksyon, bakit mo sirayan bayan?
Alala ninyo, nagsimula lahat ito nung I made the pronouncement. Sinabi ko na ayaw ko yung sana wag na tayo mag-impeachment dahil madaming ibang trabaho at actually it's also not practical. At nung panahon na yon, nung una kong sinabi yun, wala pang nagfa-file ng impeachment. Kaya sana, I was hoping na makumbinsi ko lahat ng kung sino man, wag na muna natin gawin ito. Kung talagang meron kayong paniniwala na kailangan gawin ito, wag naman siguro muna ngayon at marami pa tayong gagawin. Kaya kung titignan naman ninyo, yung mga kaalyado ko sa House of Representatives, wala sa kanila ang nag-file. Wala, sumunod naman nila sa hiniling ko sa kanila na huwag silang mag-file ng impeachment dahil hindi magandang timing at saka marami pang problema. Ngunit, may ibang grupo, of course, the Makabayan Group out of the House of Representatives, Senator Laila De Lima, the religious group nag-file ng tatlo. And if you remember, nung statement si JPE na sinasabi niya, hindi pwedeng pigilin yan dahil may grupo na ayaw. I think he was referring to Iglesia ni Cristo. So sinabi niya, hindi naman natin pwedeng pigil dahil may grupo o may tao na ayaw yan. At sinabi ko sa inyo, nung tinanong niyo sa akin, sabi ko, I agree with him. Totoo. And if you remember, my words were this: they will not, once the impeachment complaints are filed, they have no choice. The House has no choice. The Senate has no choice. Kailangan nilang i-proseso ang impeachment complaint. And that's exactly what has happened. Once the impeachment complaints were filed, the House and the Senate, they had no choice. Nakatali na ang kamay nila. They have to do this. And they have to do it in recognition of the complaints that have been filed. So, yun ang nangyari ngayon. And that's why we have come to this point where the House has transmitted already the impeachment complaint to the Senate.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
While it is true na constitutional duty ng House na to act on the impeachment complaint, meron ho silang choice kung i-endorse nila o hindi. Diretsuhin ko na po yung tanong, did you have a hand in this impeachment?
No, the executive cannot have a hand in the impeachment. Walang role ang executive sa impeachment. Of course, did we discuss it with the Speaker? Did we discuss it with the other congressmen? Of course. And tinatanong, anong plano ninyo? Ano ba talagang gusto ninyong gawin? That's it. Well, nandito na ito. Hindi na namin maiwasan.
But the conventional thinking, Mr. President, is that nothing comes to pass in the House without the President or without Malacanang's blessing.
Well, you give me too much credit. But again, what the House has done is clearly the mandate that they have been, the constitutional mandate that they have to proceed with the impeachment complaints. So that's why I don't that I think they're just following the procedure. And punot dulo nito na-transmit nila ang impeachment complaints sa upper house.
One last point from my end, Mr. President. Kapansin-pansin na unang pumirma sa endorsement ng anak ninyo. Did he seek your advice on this, and what did you tell him?
Of course, he did. And I said, it was very simple, but I told him. And he said, you know, mukhang magpipirmahan na, what's your opinion on what I should do? And I told him, I said, the process is begun. It has, parang batas yan eh. When you're in the legislature, when you file a bill, okay, House Bill number 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Pag file mo niyan, that bill takes a life of its own. Kahit anong gawin ng congressman na nag-file o senador na nag-file, kahit ayaw niya yung mga changes na magagawin doon sa kanyang bill, wala na siyang magagawa. Because the bill is going through the process as it should. And part of that process will be amendments, etc., additions, all that. The impeachment complaint is exactly the same. Once it has been filed, there is a procedure that needs to be followed already. So sabi ko, andyan na tayo, sabi ko kay Kong Sandro, sabi ko sa kanya, the process has already begun. So, it's your duty now to support that process. So do your duty. That's what I told you. Do your duty. You have to support the process. You are constitutionally mandated to carry out that process. And you are a congressman, so do your duty. That's what I told him. I didn't know you'd be the first to sign, though.
Sir, you were very vocal before na ayaw niyo po ng impeachment because it's not the right time. But now na it's there already, paano niyo po ito nakikita na makakaapekto, especially dun sa mga ongoing priorities?
Well, it depends on how the Senate chooses to handle it. Hindi pa maliwanag kung ano yung plano ni Senate President at saka yung ating mga senador. Kung paano nila gagawin, if they will immediately convene, if they will still study the rules, if they are going to wait until the next session. So we'll have to wait until they decide on how it's going to be.
Pero just to be categorical about it, sir, don't you see this as a defiance in a way, considering na naging vocal na po kayo before that this is not the right time, and yet nag-proceed pa rin yung impeachment case? No.
I'm sure that the parties that filed the impeachment cases felt strongly about it, and despite my importunings and expressing my opinion that we really would rather not have the impeachment, they continue to do that. So, it's not defiance. May ganyan ang kanilang paniniwala. Sa kanilang paniniwala, kailangan gawin ito. Kahit na sinabi ko na sana wag na, hindi pwede, hindi namin pwedeng palampasin ito. Ganun ang thinking nila. So, tinuloy nila. And I don't view that as a defiance. I view that as they're expressing what they feel to be right.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. No?
Yes,
Let me just go back to one of our interviews during one of your previous US visits sa Honolulu, Hawaii, when asked about the looming impeachment supposedly that time, no, against Vice President Sara Duterte, no. When asked, no, you told reporters, you told us, binabantayan namin ng mabuti. This was in Honolulu, Mr. President. Binabantayan namin ng mabuti because we don't want her to be impeached. She does not deserve to be impeached, so we will make sure that this is something we will pay very close attention to. So that time, apparently, you do not want her impeached. Given these recent developments, do you hold that stance still, or your position has changed?
It doesn't matter what I think. It will have to go to the procedure. It will go to trial, and we will have senator judges, and they will hear the case. The prosecutors will come from the House. There will be a defense panel, and it will be a trial. It doesn't matter what I think at this point. That was my opinion. That's my opinion when I was asked that. None of this had happened yet. But I have to keep reminding you, the executive wala kaming formal role in the entire impeachment process. The executive has no formal role. If ever there's an informal role, makausap ko yung TV speaker, makausap ko yung congressman, makausap ko yung senador, si SP, makausap ko. But that's about it. Pero they will decide how they will proceed. Not I don't think you can expect the congressman or the senator or the SP or the speaker to come to me. What do you want us to do? They know what they have their own way of doing things, and they will. That's what they will implement. So siguro the most that a president can do or any part of the department of the executive can do is moral suasion. Wag na lang sana. Wala, that didn't work. Natuloy pa rin eh. So, we follow the process.
Mr. President, sabi niyo po ang impeachment ay hindi makapagdudulot ng kabutihan sa buhay ng kahit isang Pilipino. Nung nag-ask po ng advice sa inyo si Congressman Sandro Marcos, as a father and as a father of this nation, hindi niyo po ba naisip, na-advisean siya na gawin kanyang duty para sa kapakanan at interest ng mas nakararaming mga Pilipino at yung kung ano po yung standing niyo na sana ay wag matuloy yung impeachment?
The House is a collegial body. They decide as one. And that was what the House decided. He is a member of the House of Representatives. So, as a member of the House of Representatives, he has to do his duty. Whatever his opinions might be, he must do his duty. Even if he's hesitant, all this applies to not only my son, it applies to all the congressmen. Once na-file na yung impeachment complaint, gawin nyo na yung trabaho ninyo. Wala na silang choice. Yun ang tinutukoy ko, yung una kong statement tungkol dito. The Senate has no choice. The House has no choice. That's exactly what the situation is. Once the second that the complaint were filed.
Yun nga po mga kababayan, natin pong napakinggan itong mga pronouncement nila dati, no, ni dating Pangulong Duterte at ni President Marcos. Ayan, so sabi ni President Marcos, wala na po siyang magagawa daw kasi nandun na, no, na-file na at wala na daw choice yung Senate at yung House of Representatives but to act the impeachment complaint. Ayun, at si Pangulong Duterte naman, nung una pa lang ay talagang nag-oppose na siya, sinabihan niya na ayaw niya ng impeachment laban dun kay VP Leni Robredo nun. At ito naman kay VP Sara naman ngayon ay talagang umabot na sa punto na dumating na po sa Senado itong articles of impeachment. So mga kababayan, ano po ang inyong opinion dito sa ating mga dating Pangulo, no? Sa ating dating Pangulong Duterte at itong president natin ngayon na si PBBM. Ayan, sino po sa kanila ang talagang merong isang salita, mga kababayan, no? Kayo na po ang humusga. Comment down below, mga kababayan, dito sa comment section. Maraming salamat. God bless po sa ating lahat.